longest recession on record for the Czech Republic. Given its current situation, can the Czech Republic successfully compete for foreign investments? It does not have the biggest domestic market. It is not the cheapest. In fact, it's one of the most expensive in the region, in Central and Eastern Europe, if we exclude, of course, Germany.
By the way, you have absolutely striking questions. That's the point. What we need is to have the not only pro-export policy, which we actually have, but concrete actions which are making the country more attractive for foreign investors, which are leading to improving of the business environment, and we are not at the end of the road. What we need is improving of what we call economic diplomacy. So let's say to open the doors for the Czech companies to, let's say, deploy them in the not only in the framework of Europe or European Union, but to deploy them on or to support them in their could be said they're striding towards new markets: Russia, Ukraine, China, Central Asia, by the way, and also to stimulate the foreign investors to come to the Czech Republic. For instance, during the visit of the head of state in Israel, we took some dozens of Czech businessmen on the board of the plane, and their mission was very, very successful. New contracts, new very promising cooperation, and the opening the doors for Israeli investors in Prague, and moreover, and this is very, very challenging and very hopeful, is the cooperation on the third markets. Latin America, of course, that's the very promising territory. So export, of course, export supported by the very thoughtful economic and sophisticated economic diplomacy, and the good cooperation of the ministries within the country. You started putting this question, having said that the Czech Republic is the classical example of the broadly open economy based on the export. So export is the part of the value-added, much more value-added goods, and then this is the way how to go to the better competitiveness. I would say that's the key word. Competitiveness based on the better promotion of the export, not only pro-export policy, but also pro-export actions, and better ties between science and industry. This is something which is missing in the Czech Republic. The effectiveness of science, effectiveness of the research institutes, academic sciences, universities, pushing them to be more innovative, and which can lead to the better, let's say, results in foreign exchange, in exports, and so on and so forth.
Economies in Central and Eastern Europe seem to struggle with innovativeness. Would you say that the Czech Republic is struggling similarly? I know that the software and IT sector in the Czech Republic is actually doing really well. But
I think there is a lot of examples of the positive signals or positive, let's say, grassroots in IT, in more sophisticated branches. There are some parts of the scientific, or some branches of the science which are quite competitive with the abroad. Our scientists, researchers are involved into the international teams with the could be set very high reputation. But everything could be better. Could be set a flexible innovation regular flow of innovation anyway. So this is something which could be studied. command of the imperative of the day anyway. So that's pretty clear.
Important.
This is the on the other hand, given conditions and in spite have some critical views which I'm used to have anyway. I'm not used to use the pink colors speaking about the Czech economy, but on the other hand, I do believe that's a very robust economy with talented people, with good managers, with people who have got an opportunity to study outside and coming back with their experience, knowledge. We have good youngsters. By the way, going back to the real economy, unemployment is expected, so it's forecast for the next year is about 7%. I'm not so much happy about that, but in the European context, it's not so bad. What we need is better structure of people leaving the universities. We have a lot of lawyers, economists, politologists, sociologists, journalists, perhaps. Okay, that's fine. What's missing in other technical professions, and it was anyway one of the could be said the things in which the Czech Republic was somewhat at the top anyway. Skills, handcrafts. It's not only the people leaving the universities. All the system of the apprentice education should be actually improved. But the disbalance between the technicians and the could be said people educated in human sciences, that's clearly there is a very strong gap. So support of the technical education, promotion of the technical education. By the way, some universities, for instance, Technical University in Brno, which is very progressive, started the promotion of the techniques or technical education, even for children in kindergartens, which pays off anyway. Which pays off.
Now, I know that your schedule is really busy, so I know that we will have to be wrapping up. But for the finishing question, I think we've heard a lot of sentences starting with "we should."
Pardon?
We've heard a lot of sentences starting with "we should" or "we need to change certain things." Is the Czech Republic ready for changes? I mean, this is not also the easiest time in terms of the way society looks at the politicians right now, right? After the change of the cabinets, the cabinet left.
I see that you know the reality of the Czech Republic pretty well, and that's the third question, and also, let's say, hitting the things
in the heart.
Perfect in the heart. Yes. What this country, speaking about the Czech Republic, actually needs is to finish the reforms which have been promised, which have been started, but which haven't been finished by leftists, by rightists. Doesn't matter anyway. If you want to be a reformer, you have to be encouraged. Some reforms are painful. Reforms have to be, first of all, well explained to the, could be said, general public. Secondly, there are some reforms which have to be agreed with the opposition, and there is a lot of reforms which are spanning over the term of one government. Pension reform, healthcare reform, education system reform, national administration reform, and that needs the agreement. And what I'm afraid of that in the Czech Republic we have been sometimes, I would say, behaving as a classical short-termist. I'm not speaking about politicians, about representative of the political parties. That's everything. What I need is to go through my term, and then we will see.
Whatever happens.
What happens, it will happen, and that's not my job. or my business. It has to be actually changed. Otherwise, we could be set behind schedule anyway. And if you are coming back to the competitiveness, we would threaten our competitiveness in the long run. In the long run, and the politics is not decision making from Monday to Tuesday, and from January to February.
Same with
some
reforms.
things which are, let's say, long-lasting, which have to be considered as a matter of the general consensus, and we have to learn ourselves to seek for this consensus and be ready to do it. And I think that's could be said a gap in the Czech political culture. So we will see what the new or incoming early elections actually will bring. That's very difficult to have some. That's much worse than forecasting economics.
The statistics. But Minister, I think we will both agree that the biggest part of the solution of the problem is recognizing you have a problem. So on that, wishing you best luck. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.